What's good, Raider Nation? It's your boy, G underscore Money Raiders, aka Galen, coming to you with another edition of My Take. All right, y'all. I know I didn't do a couple of videos before. I'm glad we got the win again, back-to-back wins. I'm going to talk to you about why I didn't do the videos beforehand. You know, this part, to me, it's more about the organization itself, not so much the football team. All my videos before have just strictly always been about the team. And this time we coming in with a situation where, you know, new quarterback, same system, but you kind of dealing with a quarterback who hasn't been in this system in a while. So we're going to jump into how and what I think, you know, the organization and how the team is going so far this year. All right, so y'all know how I do it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Appreciate for the ones that always come over and comment and like on my videos. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's talk about the offense first. So in these past because now we are 3-3, so 6 games have passed. So we are 3-3. We beat Denver. We beat Green Bay. We just beat the Patriots. We lost to Buffalo, Steelers, and Chargers, right? So looking at this team and listening to everybody, because right now I'm more listening to everybody than opposed to people like putting my opinion out there and want everybody just to hear my opinion. My deal is this offense is getting used to having Jimmy, period. But Jimmy hasn't been in this offense since he's been in San Francisco. So it's both learning in the process is the way I see it, but you know, they're not going to say that. This is just my opinion, the way I see it. And the way I see it is the team is like really trying to work itself through, you know. In the beginning, the first couple of games, you can see Jimmy didn't really have so much happy feet in the pass protection. But as teams, as they go in the NFL, and as long as I've been watching the NFL, how the way it goes is it's a copycat league, right? So if one team sees defensively how to stop another team's offense, well, you know, they're going to do it their way and then make it to where, you know, it's not noticeable on their defense. So we got to like pump the brakes a little bit, y'all, at all the fire McDaniels and Jimmy G got to go. And, you know, the one thing like watching from a kid who grew up in the 70s and the 80s and then watching really football from really the late 70s, 80s all the way through and getting a better understanding of football when I got to the 90s was you always notice how teams who had the same coaching staff for a while tend to, you know, bring in that winning culture, right, over time. And to me, I'm just noticing if we keep going in this direction, we get the same excuses that we got when we had Carr of, oh, Carr had this many quarterback coaches, coordinators, and coaches. You know what I'm saying? So you get that take out of the whole deal. My point of view is it's going to take Jimmy at least about week 8, 9 before, if he can stay healthy enough, because as you know, he's been out with a concussion and now he's out, you know, right now. Didn't finish the game yesterday due to a back injury. So the point that I'm just making with this, y'all, is we're going to have to deal with this character for a little bit. I personally don't see the Raiders going beyond this season with him, honestly, because of the injury, situation. You know, they didn't pay a whole lot of money for him, but they paid a nice little chunk of change for him. And, you know, you're not getting anything back in investment-wise as far as goals is going in this quarterback situation right now. So we're in a sort of a quarterback carousel right now, to me, in my opinion. Because your starting QB1 can't stay healthy enough, which we all knew he had. We all were saying, as long as he can stay, he's going to win, you know. Well, he didn't stay in the game thoroughly all the way through this past time, but they won the game, right? Brian Hoyer came in and looked rather decent. Some plays he looked like Brian Hoyer. We seen Aiden O'Connell come in, and we seen glimpses of him catching on as the game went on. You know, the speed of the game started to slow down for him. So as you notice on the game-winning drive that we could have won on the Chargers, instead of him throwing an interception, you know, he just had to do a better read in that point. But like I said, sometimes, you know, things happen, and it's a learning lesson for the young fella. But I see big-time promise out of the young fella if he can just get his reads in a little faster. That was pretty much what was the problem to me with him. Him playing against the Chargers and why Khalil got all the sacks that he got was because he was taking so long on reading. So with the offensive line situation, to me, I'm still feeling like we need some guard work. Tackle play, yeah, we got Munford, but you know, Illuminor, what do you want to do? You know, I was watching one of another content creators' videos, and Sanjeet was who it was, and he was talking about when Illuminor was the guard and Munford was the tackle, and how much those two guys pushed in the offensive line when Josh Jacobs was the leading rusher last year, and how much them two played a big part. You know, that guy, Greg Van Roten, I don't know, you guys. I mean, there's a lot of times where the D tackles, you know, they're getting that push, and that's guard play. That's between guard and center play, y'all. Plain and simple. And them not getting on the same page good enough, or, you know, not keeping their heads on a swivel to make sure that when stunts are done, you kind of see the stunt coming. As, you know, you can hold one person, but you got to move your eyes and hands in a certain way. So the offensive line, I just believe that Dylan Parham deserves to be on the right guard, to me, for now. Because of the fact of the way he holds, you know, if he's going to be the future center, left guard, he has to hold his hand a certain way, one hand up and then one hand like sort of down in a certain way on the left side compared to the right side, where when he's on the right side, you know, he's more playing like center because he's going to be holding the ball with his right hand because he's right-handed. So, Colton Miller is having an okay year. I mean, everybody is talking about, you know, the other parts of the line, but there have been some plays that I've seen, y'all, where Colton has gotten beat, and Garoppolo has either got sacked or the pressure was put on him. So I don't know the exact number of pressures this year that Colton has given up. Maybe somebody can put it in the comments, you know, and look it up. Or when I do another video, I'll probably have the answer as well. But somebody will put it in here. But somebody look at the pressures given up this year by the offensive line, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Because your tackles aren't playing all that great, even though Illuminor came out at the beginning, you know, before the season came, when the Raiders re-signed him. Oh, you know, Colton and I are going to be the best left tackles in the league, you know. And right now, guard and tackle play at that line, we're not getting enough push for the run game. And the run game is not so much about feet and hands, it's more about you wanting to will to move that person out of the way. You're going to will your way to that person and move them out of the way so that you can get to where your running back can get to. Plain and simple. You just got guys who aren't coming off their initial block, so they're supposed to do a double block, you know, help on one and then go to the next level, to the linebacker next level, and do it that way. You know, you get a lot of that. You're getting Parham and Greg Van Roten. They're getting beat a lot of times, y'all, and getting where tackles are just getting up on them too fast and too quick. Where the hell sometimes Josh or Jimmy can't, you know, stand in the pocket. But then there are a lot of times when you look at it, they're not doing too bad. They're giving them some time. I mean, like in the situation of when Jimmy was able to throw the bomb to Devontae in the Pittsburgh game, or Brian Hoyer threw the bomb to Tucker just yesterday. You know, you have those situations. What it all boils down to is your quarterback play and your offensive line play is what's going to help the wide receivers. Now, with the wide receiver situation, you got Jacoby is having a phenomenal year. like really happy we ended up picking him up. I mean, because to me, he's a complimentary number 2 to Devontae. The problem is now you have Devontae, who's been in this system his second year now, and now you're not getting the quarterback play that's getting him the ball at certain times. Now, I know you're going to have defensive coordinators who are going to make it hard for Devontae to get the passes and him get targeted, period. But all in all, you can find simple ways to get Devontae the ball, especially in the red zone. To me, I don't care what nobody says. 6 trips in the red zone yesterday, and you don't try to get, more than one, and then the one that you do go to Devontae on, you don't give him a chance to, get to the ball. The way you threw the ball is you threw it too hard, Hoyer. Just to, you throwing it in a corner as opposed to having it to where he can jump for the ball over the DB. That's the kind of situations that our quarterback play. But we will see how it goes. Getting Mayers in there yesterday was phenomenal, man. That was great. Because when I played with him in the game, boy, I got Mayer up there. On my Madden, I do play Madden, and Mayer is probably going to be my rookie of the year. That's how good. It's going to be real close between him and Tucker, because that's how good I got both of them, as I'm playing the game. And I've got it on all Madden. So y'all know who all play Madden know how that is, playing on that level and, getting down on the game. But so that's the offense. So what I'm saying so far this season is it's just sporadic. It's just a chemistry thing to me, y'all, when it comes down to the offense. Because the offense, you got parts that are learning each other. Now, it would be different for me if we still had Derek Carr. If we still had Derek Carr and we were running it like this, then I would be like, bro, really, bro, it's a problem. This is the second year you've been in the same offense, the second year, and you still looking like this. Even though to me, if we were 3-3 with Derek Carr right now, I still have a problem with that. Because you should know where the ball should be going to. I'm still having issues of Josh and them not coming up with ways of getting Hunter Renfrow the ball more. I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes when it comes down to the coaching staff. But when it comes down to it, Hunter got to get the ball. Some way, somehow, you got to find ways of getting him the ball, whether it be wide receiver screens, whether it be slants, whether it be drags, how the way you can try to get him the ball. The thing is we know Hunter is not the fastest guy, but he's the most shifty guy. So a lot of the times when Hunter is running his routes, Hunter needs the extra in order to get himself open. Whereas Devontae is more technical. As long as my feet and my hips are this way, the DB can't get this, And then with Jacoby and Devontae being so big, over 6 feet tall, makes it a little easier for them in certain cases, right? So, only thing I have against what my boy Devontae did was coughing up the ball yesterday. I understand that safety was sitting there waiting. Jimmy's got to find a better way of getting Devontae the ball at a better time. I got to look back at that play because I don't think Jimmy really had pressure in his face like that. Because when he threw Devontae the ball, Devontae kind of had to come back to the ball as opposed to him going in toward the play where he could have sort of maybe got himself more prepared, because you're trying to catch the ball leaning back, but you're going forward, your momentum is carrying you another way, and you're trying to, really handle the ball and cuff the ball. So by the time everything took place and the safety hit Devontae, boom, it was over with. So I'll digress with that, because to me, what I don't understand is how the way they called it an interception, because aren't you technically, I see why they call it an interception, so just in case for those who don't understand, I see that. But how are you calling it an interception when technically if you said he had the ball, took a couple of steps, boom, boom, and then the hit happened, wouldn't that be a fumble? Not an interception, but they call it an interception. So it is what it is. So overall, what I want to say about the offense is we just, as fans, everybody can feel the way they feel, but I just think everybody need to kind of pump the brakes a little bit. The team has gotten back to 500. The offense have done something that it hasn't done in 5 other games, and that scored 20 plus points. Okay? But the way I look at it is, at the same time, if some of y'all who are old enough to know that 2000 Ravens team, they didn't have the best offense. They had some key pieces on that, on the offense. Only difference is they had Trent Dilfer as their quarterback, and that was the difference right there. Trent Dilfer didn't do too much in Tampa, but when he went to Baltimore had a really great defense. I'm not comparing our defense to Baltimore's defense. That's not what I'm doing. No. What I am saying is, when I get to defense, I'll explain to you, but having a sound defense doesn't have to be this top-notch defense, but a sound defense can help in an in-depth type of offense that's going on when people are trying to figure each other out in the offense. You're having, to me, basically the same play out of Derek Carr that you had last year and Jimmy Garoppolo this year, but the difference is Derek had to learn the offense. Jimmy has to relearn the offense, but his is more about getting the chemistry with the players. Derek already had some chemistry with some of the players. That's the difference between the two. So offensively, if they can just get their shit together as far as the run game, when the offensive linemen stop poo-pooing around and say to themselves, I'm going to beat this motherfucker that's right in front of me no matter what, it's just about attitude, plain and simple. That's what football is about, attitude. Who has the most testosterone to go against each other? That's what football is about. So that's what I look at and see on offense. Defensively, this team has come a long way since the Buffalo game of giving up 38 points. Even though they did give up the 38 points to Buffalo, majority of that, when you go back and look at that game, Buffalo had a short field. First drive of that game, the Raiders went right down the field and scored a touchdown. Boom. Right away. Buffalo was like, damn. Then after that, as soon as we went to go drive again, because we stopped Buffalo, we threw an interception. Buffalo got a short field. Boom, touchdown. And then the rest is history. You understand? So the point of the matter of it is just if you're looking at the season right now, y'all, just in these last 6 games, we done had all 3 quarterbacks play. Now we have a defense that is coming into within itself as well and still can use some different help in those cases. I believe Tyree Wilson, y'all, will come around. Stop pushing him. Stop making it seem like he's supposed to come out and be this particular person. To me, the only way you can have a rookie come out and really dominate is you got to have a dominant D tackles. And with the team running this 3-4 disguise 4-3, you know what I'm saying, at times, you're going to, guys going to have to step up their game. Tillery's going to have to step up his game. Where is he at? You understand? I mean, it's cool that, Butler came in yesterday, got his sack. Max got the sack, half a sack. Nichols got a half a sack. Them two came through in the end. Trayvon Merrick got the interception. There are things that are happening with this defense that is phenomenal. Just phenomenal, period. I mean, the defense itself has the most new players, but the players are coming in and doing a phenomenal job of coming in with each other. This defense is doing a damn good job. If the defense can keep holding everybody under 20, if they can keep doing that, I know this is the NFL. It's going to be hard to do that against the Kansas Cities and looks like the Detroits. When you play those type of teams, even when the Broncos are at their best, and even the Chargers, we got to do them, we got to fight those teams in our own division, and we know how their offenses are. So if this defense can keep staying the way that it stays, man, it's like no way that this team can't be stopped, y'all. Even with the anemic problems we have on offense. Even with those, don't matter. Because what's the one thing that the one thing I am comparing to that 2000 Ravens defense and offense compared to this 2023 Raiders offense and defense, is the difference between the two is Ray Lewis was always just saying, as long as we hold them under 13, they can't get no more than 13. Once they hit 13 or whatever, that's it, no more. Somebody like Max got to come in and say, okay, we're going to have to do this, y'all, on defense. We're going to have to hold our offense up some games. It's going to come up to us to have, let's say, back-to-back games. Sorry, y'all. Lady dropped by in the car. But we're going to have back-to-back games like the defense is going to have to save us. You know, and Meek getting a great interception in the Green Bay game to seal the game. Max and Bilal coming through to get the safety in the end of the game to seal the game. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Collectively, I want to see Raider football like that. Yes, do I want to see Devontae getting all these catches like he did last year? Hell yeah. But what did it lead us? Not to a bunch of wins. It led to him having great numbers, which he's a great receiver. And I want to see him get the ball more often and as best as he can, you know? The deal is I just need to see our team come through better in the end. You know, we're getting it in spurts. I just like to see it in, you know, if this consistently can be done in all 4 quarters. That's it. Now, you know, we've got all the monkeys off our back. We done scored in the second quarter. We done scored in the third quarter. So we've got certain monkeys off of our back of what we didn't do beforehand, before this game. Okay? So we got better play is being done right now out of our defense. And that's the big part of it. You're going to need better play out of the defense right now when you're, like I said, when you're having struggles on your offense a little bit. So the defense is just going to have to hang in there until everything, all the execution works its way through on offense, to where now, as soon as other teams stop dropping their safety down in the box because you got a deep threat like Tucker, now that means that Josh McDaniels and these guys got to come through more and put more plays like that in, to where you got to make a defense pick their poison. Are you going to cover Tucker, or are you going to cover Devontae? You pick your choice. And then you find other ways to get Devontae his ball, like quick screen passes or slant passes, you know, certain things of that, which out routes, you know, shit like that. You find little ways to get him the ball. That's how you targeted your big man. But defensively now, y'all, come on. This defense has been doing really, really, really well so far. So far. You've been doing okay. And I've been screaming and kicking and fussing about we needing better defensive tackle play. But yesterday we got the better position in our defensive tackle play. But I know people are going to say, oh, you beat a messed up Patriots team that didn't really have all this. But I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Because what's funny is when we don't have all of our people in the game, y'all don't say that. Oh, y'all got y'all butts kicked. Right. We the team y'all love to hate. You like to talk shit about. But whenever shit don't look right, it's, the only thing y'all ever came up with, the Tuck Rule game is the only game I feel like y'all got robbed on. You know, that's usually how it goes. So, coaching. No. Before I go to coaching, defensively, that's what I feel. All right? That's just what I feel. Defensively, this team is okay. It's making its strides. It's coming into itself. Like I said, if the offense can just give more play where they're on the field more than the defense will do its job and be fresh enough to be able to handle all 4 quarters. You know, you can't have it where you got more defensive snaps than offensive snaps. That's just what it boils down to. That's why I always look at it. If you look back on a lot of my videos, time of possession is big to me. Time of possession tells me that means you're either getting first downs a lot or you're getting good play on third down play, you know what I'm saying? And you're keeping the ball rolling and you're keeping their defense on the field and you're not having your defense on the field. So defensively, I like how the way these young guys are coming in and displaying themselves and making the team look a little like, okay, I'm starting to see some future. Because if we're the last team, you got to think about it. The year when Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler came in, our number one pick was a third-round pick, Dylan Parham. Come on, man. That was our number one pick. We don't have, on their first year, a number one pick. Well, the number one pick that we have is called Davante Adams. So you do the math on that point. So that's what I mean by you got to get him in the ball game a little bit more. You got to find ways to get him in the ball. Coaching, I'm okay with the coaching as far as defensively goes. I see PG has really come around now and has really got these guys. Spillane has been phenomenal. Almost had another interception, just missed it. As I said before, Trayvon Merrick, came in and got his interception with one hand. Got great pressure on Mac yesterday. So, I mean, this team only has one way, and that's just going up, you guys. I mean, you got to think about it. Like I'm saying, it's just the coaching has to stop getting in its own way. In the Pittsburgh game, I understood why he went for the field goal, but I understood it better when it was 3 minutes left of doing the field goal as opposed to when it was like two and some change left. 2 and some change left, you kind of, you messing with time because you got to make sure that you have enough time to be able to come back in the end. So in the Buffalo game, we got blown out, but at the same time, you didn't do enough offensively. Like I said, it's a chemistry thing on offense. You didn't do enough offensively to keep your defense off. So, look, y'all, all it's going to take is we can keep yelling and screaming, fire Josh McDaniels, fire Patrick Graham, get these guys up out of here, and then we're back into the lowly land of losing again. Okay, and I don't want to be in the lowly land of losing. I don't want to be the LLL crew over here. I'm tired of that shit. I've been watching this team. I done seen the great 80s, 70s, and 80s Raiders and the decent 90s Raiders. You know what I'm saying? I missed the part where the only decade the Raiders didn't go in the Super Bowl was the 90s. And it almost was there until Buffalo kicked our butts 52-3. I think that's what it was. So, I mean, think about that. That's since the Super Bowl era has begun, the only decade that our organization has never been to the Super Bowl in was the 90s. And we were one game away from doing that, being the only organization to at least been to a Super Bowl in those decades. So the 90s is the only one. So hopefully we got one. We were in the Super Bowl in 2002. So hopefully now we're beyond 2010. We can get back to that again. And you know what I'm saying? We done missed the 10. We done missed the 20. We're in the 20s now that I think about it. So you done missed 2 good eras of trying to get to the Super Bowl or get back to the Super Bowl. So it's been a while. So this coaching staff, I'm just kind of want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I know it's a lot of people and content creators out there who don't like Josh McDaniels, and I get it. I understand it. I see where the problem is. But the other issue that has to be done is the coaches coach. The players have to play the game and execute the way they're supposed to. And yesterday you got better blocking. You're starting to see some of these young players come into themselves now. You know, this team is going to turn it around, you guys. When? I don't know. But if you keep going the way that you're going, there's no way but up is the point that I'm making. And right now, you done do 2 good steps of beat the team you know you were supposed to beat. You knew you were supposed to beat Green Bay because you have the better team going into that game. And you knew you were supposed to beat the Patriots because you were the better team. All right? You should have beaten the Chargers and you should have beaten the Steelers because, to me, you were the better team. All right? So, can't lose no more games like that no more now. We got to just put our foot down and go forward. So that's what I have right now. Just this, everything just has to come to be. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys for always coming. Sorry for the long video, but because I didn't do 2 videos, I had to put my 2 cents a little longer in it. All right, you guys? So I will be back next week because it's a Sunday game, so I will give you my Monday, either Sunday or Monday morning. Sunday night or Monday morning, video. All right? Peace out, Raider Nation. Love you all. Peace out.